Hey, what's up? It's me again. Well, I'm able to make a video. What do you know? My once a week or a couple times a week opportunity to make a video is here. So, I'm not exactly sure what all I'm going to talk about in this video, except to say that I'm still not in Texas yet. Um, and I just haven't made a video in a while. And I got my nails repainted by my mom. Um, and so, what do you know? Well, one thing that happened is we had a really good 4th of July, I think, as compared to last year. And, just an overall good time. And I'm really not happy about the moon basically going into that new moon phase. In addition to us having cloudy weather and tropical storm Elsa or Hurricane Elsa, whatever it is now, um, which is so much of a reminder of Frozen. Um, so, yeah, it's that time of year again that I really hate. There was a time when summer was my favorite season of the year when I was in school, and it was the time when we got basically a 2.5 month break from school. But now that summer is just a bunch of hot weather, and it's not like I go to school, it has become my absolute least favorite season, as well as the only time that I would like to visit Australia. For the simple reason that basically, if that's the sun, then this is a world globe in winter, basically. So right now it would be the other way around. They're having winter or whatever, they experience as winter while we're in summer. Okay, so that's the only time of year when the southern hemisphere becomes attractive to me. Okay, this is the only time of year. Another place that's like that is South America and South Africa. They have winter during our summer. Okay, so any other time of year, the southern hemisphere is ridiculous. I hate hot weather. Why would I want to experience hot weather in January? Why anyone goes there during the winter? Something I don't understand, and it could never get cold enough for me. But I'm really just hating the summer, and I hate the fact that we're in hurricane season. Um, you know, just really enjoyed the 4th of July. Um, and one thing I haven't talked about on a video in a while is that movie that I've been obsessed with for 2 years now, is it? Wow, 2.5 years. That's why it's getting ridiculous for me to still be talking about it, because when you think about it from that standpoint, the characters would already be 2 years older. Let's say, that they had been real people at the time that I became obsessed with it. Well, can you even believe that the characters would already be 2 years older than they were in the movie? So basically, Dill would be Chucky's age. Chucky would be 4, which is older than Angelica. Her and Susie would be gone to kindergarten, age 5. Tommy would be a 3-year-old now, Angelica's age. So would the twins. Kimmy would be 3.5 to 4. So it's just ridiculous for me to still be going on about that movie after 2.5 years of obsessing on it. 2 years or 1.5 years of making videos, almost 2 years. So yeah, it's just ridiculous for me to still be obsessed with it. But I did find a picture that I like. It represents that movie, which I was still talking about a year ago on YouTube. It's amazing how I'm just so much the same person. That's what never ceases to amaze me. I look at old pictures and I see so much of my current self in those pictures. So much, I'm so much the same as I was back then. And that's what makes life so depressing. And that's why I'm so glad I'm not a mom, because children are the ones that change dramatically. But yeah, for 2 years now, I've been making videos about that movie. And I like that picture that somebody made of them together. It's not pertaining to the movie. But that just goes to show why it's so ridiculous to be obsessed with the show about a bunch of toddlers. Because when you think about it from the standpoint of them being real people, in 2 years, I mean, well, they would pretty much all be talking to adults by now. So, arguing about which one pooped in their pants is just ridiculous. And I don't allow comments because for someone to challenge me or fact check me about a stupid cartoon is just ridiculous. Another thing I'd like to talk about just briefly, I really had planned a longer video on this, is why there are more cartoon dads than moms. And what I mean by that, I was going to make a really long, extensive video about, why in the cartoon world you're more likely to have a single father than a single mother. And it's nothing, a lot of people want it to be something, deep and philosophical, like what happened with Walt Disney's mother. It's none of that. Because you know what? If it wasn't a Disney movie, you would still be more likely to see a cartoon character with a single father than a single mother. Okay? Because, and it's also the reason why Chucky didn't have a mom. And why Donnie is voiced by a man as opposed to a woman or a little boy. And it's because, as I've stated before, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times, there are more men than women that want to be voice actors. And certainly more that want to be committed to that as a profession for life, okay? So, just like everything else, the male roles are considered cooler than the female roles. Okay, so while there's a lot of guys in this world that would love to do the voice of a cartoon character's father, there just aren't as many women that have just always wanted to be the mother of a cartoon character. And so that's why I think there's more Disney princesses that only have a father if they only have one parent. And that's why Chucky didn't have a mom. It was nothing deep and philosophical about anyone's mom or anything like that. It's the mere fact that women just, when you're a middle-aged woman, you have just so much more that you could do with your life than be a cartoon voice actress. And if you are, why would you want to voice a middle-aged woman? You know what I'm saying? I sure wouldn't. Like, I sure wouldn't want to be a voice actress. And this was even more true, a long time ago, like in the 50s, than it is today. There just weren't a lot of voice actresses. When I grow up, I want to be the voice of a cartoon character's mom, said no little girl ever. Okay, so there just aren't a lot of females that want to play some old lady or some middle-aged woman on a cartoon. And that's why they don't have as many lines. It's just something created by and for men, like everything else. And you see, it's hard enough to get enough voice actresses for the young, attractive females, if you know what I mean. And so when it comes to the mom characters, a lot of times they just write her out of the story if she wasn't already absent from the story. Okay, so that's why a lot of cartoon characters don't have a mom, and there aren't as many grandmothers, when in the real world it's the other way around. You're more likely to have a grandmother and no grandfather. It's just because the role of an elderly or middle-aged woman is just not seen as cool. If they can get one voice actress for the lead female role, they're doing good. Okay, and that is especially true when the cartoon characters are animals, because it just isn't very attractive. What woman wants to play a cartoon animal? Seriously. Who would want to be a personified animal in a cartoon? I wouldn't. And so, yeah, that's the reason. I don't believe it's anything, deeper than that. I just think that there aren't as many women that want to get into voice acting, and the cartoon world is just a male-dominated thing. And those who would like to debate me about a stupid cartoon are silly and immature.